I will say this is lead in gardens. You will find during World War II, you had a lot of victory gardens in cities. Like rooftop gardens, but victory gardens in empty lots. And they looked at that and okay, and they still have victory gardens in these. Oh, they have gardens a lot, not always victory gardens, but they have gardens in a lot. Until somebody started doing soil samples, and they found out the soil in some of these gardens contained lead, heavy metals, which the vegetables take up. Then they started testing blood in these people, and they said there's an unusual amount of lead in the blood of children. How do you do that? Literally, you have to bring in fresh soil, and you no longer plant it there. You plant it in fresh soil boxes. Yeah. Why is this stuff there? Well, before the quote, it was built up, it was usually a dumping ground for waste in plants. Yeah, coal burning plant or the steel plants and that. They dump their waste anywhere. And they find, well, there's mercury in it, and there's lead in it, there's heavy metals in it. And why did they dump it there? Because it was vacant land. What happened? Then they put a school on it. Then they put a park on it. And they put housing on it. Oh, yes. Nobody really cared. There are areas where in Cook County Forest, there's an area where there's radiation, because somebody buried it in the forest, all this waste from a plant who made painted dials. So what do they do with their waste? They dumped it in the forest preserve. And now there's a great big, it's behind a chain link fence. Ground's radioactive. Don't drink the water. So yeah, they're checking areas where they're all gardens, and that they're checking for what is in the soil that's contaminating the food. I will give you one prime example in China. There is a large section of China where the food grown there is not eaten by the people who grow it. It is spread around China. Can they make the soil safe? They haven't done it so far. Don't know reason why they would do it in the future. It's basically pulling heavy metals out of the soil. And there's also this thing is, well, how about if we dig a hole somewhere and dump the stuff? Or how about if we burn the stuff off? Oh, great, that's what you need for your atmosphere. So, but they're finding in a lot of neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, who have gardens and that, and the children are playing there. Why? Because once there was nothing there. It was an empty farm field. Yeah, and then they dumped all the stuff in the farm field. And what did you do? You built a school on it. You sold it for, people have a short memory of what they do. You might almost call it the trash heaps of mankind. Maybe I will do is the trash of the past has come back to haunt us. There's the schools are built because it's cheap land. They put parks on it because it's cheap land. There's they put housing on it because it's cheap land. And somebody owned it and said, "Oh yeah, oh yes, do this and do that," and they put houses on it, and then they put the garden in back. Hey, there's in areas where there's a smelter, you're going to have waste products. I wouldn't want to live downwind of a smelter, but that's me.